So here's a pool in Brentwood, California. This was performed by Terra Nova at Terra Nova Pool Inspection and Leak Detection. Again, this is a Pipepoxy job, and we're going to show you from the beginning. So it's a pool spa combo. We had a negative edge that spilled over into a catch basin. Here is a large retaining wall. We're just going to start pointing things out that the line is entombed and running along this wall. This isn't going to matter because we're not going to have to cut. We're not going to have to dig. We're going to be able to access this line from the interior. That's how the Pipepoxy system works. But again, just the layout and knowing what we would be up against if you did have to cut this line and dig it out, you'd be performing all sorts of destruction, which you want to stay away from. The pump room is located all the way back away from the pool. We have a separate pool and spa pump. We set it all up, and we're going to actually do another leak detection. We always do this. We know where the leak is. A leak detection was performed, but before we touch anything, we're going to listen with our mics. We're going to do a static test, and we're going to back ourselves up. This way, if it is still leaking after the job, well, we can confirm that it's not going to be by doing the actual leak detection itself. Again, listening to what we needed to listen to, but we're going to also try to rule out anything else that's going on because we know we do have a leak down in the original main drain. Here's where some water is getting out of the wall, and you could see the efflorescence. That's the calcium that's actually getting out. So we're going to drain this spa, and we're going to clean it all out. We're going to get it nice and clean. From the other point of the line is where we're going to actually blow that line out. In this case, we're going to have to access that line, and we have a very tight area. So if you'll see, this is where the main drain line is coming down. It looks like we had a root penetration, or that could just be debris. We're actually just blowing a hose down into the line just to try to blow this thing out, vacuum it out, get as much water out as we possibly can before we actually start blowing it. And here we're going to start blowing it. This will dry it out, and again, get any of that water pushing through from the actual spa, and now we're going to push it back toward the pump room. Spa's higher than the line in the pump room, so we always want to go from high to low. Here's a camera that we put up in the pipe, and this is the actual crack that's in the line. So from this point, we're actually going to cut the line down in the pump area, and we're going to blow that water through. The whole purpose of this is to get that line nice and clean and dried out. Drying is the most essential part. This is where we prime it. This is where we take our sanding disc and we roughen up the pipe. And you could actually see the pipe get rough. You could see how it gets clingy like that, and it allows the material to adhere to it. So next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna precisely mix our Pipepoxy material. We're gonna get it all set together. And remember, we have a quick work time. So have everything set up, have a tarp set up, have your gloves set up, have cleaning supplies set up. That's the most important part of using the Pipepoxy system, is being able to clean everything up in a quick amount of time, because again, you are limited when it comes to the actual application. Here we're going to inject, and we're going to actually set that Pipepoxy in from the pump room side. Again, it's a tight area, but it's the best we could do. We have our standpipe set up, and we have rags, and so if anything drops, we're actually cleaning as we go. We measured out the perfect amount. We know the distance of our pipe, and now we're going to send our brush through. And sending the brush through is going to actually get in there, and it's going to push the material forward, and it's going to coat as it goes forward. This is with it completely coated, and the next thing we're going to do is set up our dryer and let it dry, and this pipe is ready to go back online.